Hey, what's up, guys? This is Rich, and I'm here with Brian.
Hi,
And
Rich.
we are here to take a look at Lego City Undercover, The Chase Begins, better known as Lego City 3DS, basically.
Yeah.
We just got this a couple days ago, but with all the crazy Nintendo news that's been going on, haven't really had a chance to play through it thoroughly. Game comes out this Sunday. The review will unfortunately not be ready by then. However, we want to do this commentary, let you guys take a look, see what Lego City 3DS is all about, and give you kind of our early thoughts. And Brian and I are actually basically at the same point, right? Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. And we both played a ton of Lego City Undercovers
Yeah.
on Wii U. I really love the game. It was a lot of fun. So this acts as a prequel of sorts, and the way they sort of tell the story here shows Chase McCain, who's the main character, like kind of getting to know the city, getting to know the police station he works for, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because A, this is the 3DS,
Mhm.
and B, it's a prequel, a lot of the stuff that's in the Wii U version is not really there in the 3DS version
Yeah.
yet. And the way they cover that up is with a lot of construction signs and sites that sort of say that things are being built.
Yep. It's yeah, I mean it's weird. Like they're trying to recreate the world, and they certainly do that. You
Yeah.
know, like all the locations are there the way you'd expect.
Hmm.
You, I think it's slightly disappointing that you, from what I can tell, you basically have the same abilities. Sorry, I'm trying to drive and talk at the same time, and it's. Cool.
I'm never getting in your car and talking to you. Like, sorry, I'm driving and talking.
This truck sucks, man. I can't drive it at all. I'm also trying to figure out where I can go through the. Oh, there we go. Right.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. There we
Why
go.
don't you just stay on the road like a
Well, I can't. I
adult?
can't go over that fence. So it's like I actually think. So I turn. Oh man, this truck is terrible. Yeah. So I actually turned this game off on my 3DS. I was almost to a boss. There's actually bosses in the 3DS version, basically, and there's a lot more fighting.
It's a lot more combat in general. I will mention people are thinking that this is Lego GTA, and the Wii U one was.
Yeah.
It's the same size city from what I've seen so far, but it's a little scaled down. You play sort of in like districts.
Yeah.
And you're in the San Francisco area, and then you cross a bridge, like the old GTA games where it had loading time between areas. The Wii U version does not have that. This version does. So
Yeah.
you'll be in San Francisco. You'll drive over the bridge. You'll be like, "Are you sure you want to leave San Francisco?
Yeah.
You're going to the farmland." Or
And I
whatever."
mean, and the sort of the weird thing about this is like it feels different. Like I mean, from what I've seen so far, and you know, granted, I think I'm about halfway through. Maybe I have half the costumes after about 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's missing a lot of the stuff that really made me really love the Wii U version and really
Yeah.
appreciate the Wii U version. For example, you'll notice there's text, right?
Yeah.
Like the guys only talk during specific cutscenes that load in. And so you're missing a lot of that humor and that sort of witty banter. Like Chase McCain was sort of this hilarious, like, you know, the Ron Burgundy of police or something like that.
He really was one of my favorite new video game characters, and there's some of that stuff here. The writing's still strong, but without the voice acting to kind of lead the entire plot along, it just feels sort of empty. And that emptiness kind of pervades through a lot of the game, where it just feels like a smaller, more slimmed down version.
Yeah, now you're not seeing the bottom screen, but basically, you know, use the bottom screen to switch your costumes. It's got a map. It helps you with little waypoints, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like right here, I'm tapping the bottom screen to switch my outfits. I think one of the interesting things, you know, the Wii U version used dual sticks, obviously, to control the camera and whatnot. This one will use L and R at certain points to allow you to turn the camera, though it loves not letting you do that as well, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, the driving controls are done with the A and B buttons instead of the L and R buttons, which is pretty much immediately confusing to me.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
I would say that while the Wii U one kind of felt like something for all ages, I mean, I'm a grown man and I played probably 50, 60 hours of it and loved it. This feels a little bit more like it's for kids. And
I agree.
there's a lot to do here. It's not a bad game by any means. It's actually really fun. But after playing the Wii U one, it just feels like a very smaller, bite-sized version of the same game.
Yeah, and I mean, like for the adults, I mean, at least from my perspective, adults would love the Wii U version because it's funny, because it's spoofing all those 80 movies. But you need the guy doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger impression audibly. Like, I can't get an Arnold impression here because it's just
It's just
text.
yeah.
Get to the chopper is
Yeah.
not. You got to do it with the the voice. You know.
So I mean, a lot of that is it sort of rings through most of the game too, and the Wii U one had these massive missions that took place across all these settings, and here they're very. I would say fetch quest is probably a good way to describe it, where a guy goes run from here to here, hit that thing, do that thing, then go from there to there, do that thing, do that thing.
I mean, you're
Fight
seeing it.
4 guys, and then
You're seeing it right now. It's like, oh, go get this car, go get this thing, and I mean, it's sort of tongue in cheek because clearly Chase is helping bad guys that look like bad guys. I mean, look, the dude that dude looks like a bad guy, but it's still just kind of missing that sharp wit. And I mean, and sort of the trick, and I mean, I think what was one of the big down parts to the Wii U version was when it came down to it, the gameplay of the Lego game, any of them really, but the Lego City one in particular, it's not, what am I doing? I'm running around, doing a little bit of jumping, and hitting A a lot.
X to win a fight.
Exactly. Oh, I'm not even. All right, get out. All right, there you go. I mean, I'm trying to think. One of the things that I've noticed is it seems like the level of collectibles is significantly lower. There's still collectibles. There's still, you still find cars. You still find outfits.
Which, for some people that might be okay because I think that the Wii U one got to sort of Banjo-Kazooie levels. Of it was a bit much. But here, I kind of wish there was a little more. And there's a lot to do. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to... Once you start unlocking different costumes, you can, as you can see, like kind of traverse the area in different ways and find hidden stuff all over the place. Each character or each costume has its own sort of skills traits that you can use to get into situations. And that opens up things a little bit. But really, what you're left with is a world that has 6 or 7 kind of micro environments in it. And you can go and you can play them however you want, but there's a defined mission structure that goes through each one, and it seems like you'll probably fly through it fairly quickly. I
mean, I think so far, halfway through or whatever I am, my primary observation about the game, I think that's a boss that I'm actually about to go fight.
Right.
Is that the game relies on the Wii U version because it's a prequel, so it wants that knowledge so that you can be like, oh, it's Chase. So, like, for example, you'll see this guy is the police chief in the Wii U version, and here he's like a captain, and the mayor in the Wii U version is actually the police chief, and stuff like that. And so you get a little bit of history. I believe that, you eventually, I haven't run across him yet, but that Rex Fury is sort of your main antagonist in this game, presumably, anyway.
See, to me, it kind of felt like it was like eating an appetizer after getting a main course.
Yeah. You sort of do it in it's almost reverse, you know?
Yeah. So it's weird because I don't know if I had played this one first if I would have been excited for the Wii U one.
I know that's the weird thing is like its weaknesses become more apparent once you played the Wii U version.
Yeah.
However, I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing this one ahead of the Wii U version.
Yeah, I would say if you're only going to play one, obviously play the Wii U version. If you can't play that for whatever reason, this is not a bad game. I mean, it's fun. You and I have both sort of just like toyed away at it for a few hours each, and
it's sort of mindless fun. I mean, look, you've got Luigi and you've got Fire Emblem out there. So if you're sitting there going like, oh, what do I get? It's like, well, get those. But there's some good stuff here, and I mean, obviously, only halfway through. It's hard to say exactly how this one will eventually shape up. I mean. One of the cool things, and I won't get into too many spoilers, but the Wii U, I mean, not that there's significant spoilers in the Wii U version, but, I'm supposed to do this. Hold on, sorry, I got to move my chair.
So there are little motion control mini games.
Yeah, you can't see it, but I'm having to rotate in my seat using the system's gyroscope, although my system's tethered to a box right now, so this is getting very tricky. This may get really boring really fast, folks. Oh, wait, I think I got it. Good.
I'll get him through it.
I'm like sitting in this swivel chair, but in order to capture the footage, we're attached to a box, and so I'm like, will this reach where I need to go?
Yeah, and the Wii U version had you holding up the gamepad and scanning the environments. They try to do that stuff here too. And it pulls it off for the most part, but it feels a little slower and stuff like that. But
you guys are probably picking up on this while we're talking, but you'll see, they're obviously recreating the environments. This is the farm area from, the Wii U version. Obviously, the graphics aren't going to be as good on the 3DS, of course. There is a fair amount of fog, and I've noticed quite a bit of frame rate inconsistencies, so there is that. Again, it's on the 3DS. I really respect the ambition here. I mean,
too.
Usually these Lego 3DS games are like, lame,
very bite-sized
very
versions.
different, like especially when, on the DS and whatnot. What am I doing here? What am I supposed
There's
to get
a guy
on
on
this
the
thing?
left you got to talk to.
This guy?
No, keep going.
Oh, is he over?
There he is.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
But I will say
yeah.
that there is something. I mean, there's the Luigi's out there. There's the Fire Emblems. Those are all really fun, kind of intense games. And there's something to be said for these games, and that's that you can sort of just like sit on the couch, watch a movie or TV at the same time, play them. When you die, there's no repercussions.
Yeah, you just sort of respawn. You lose some money, basically.
It's sort of just this relaxing thing to kind of play without really thinking about it, which is great for people like us.
I think one of the really the best use cases for this game might be if you have a younger kid who hasn't played the Wii U version yet, and you're kind of thinking maybe this is for them, but maybe it's too big. Try this out. If they really love it, you can kind of graduate them up to the Wii U version,
Absolutely.
and that could actually work out pretty well. I wish I could skip through this text, but they don't let you.
So now we're on the pig fetch quest,
oh,
right?
good. Yeah. I mean, and that's sort of the interesting thing is like I already have my little construction worker outfit, when in the Wii U version, that's actually the very last thing you get.
Yeah.
So they do it a little reverse order, so that's clever. Some of the abilities are slightly different. I actually thought it was funny. The robber can access a safe on this, and you use the touchpad to scroll around the lock. And that's not in the Wii U version. And I was like, wait, why didn't you use that in the Wii U version? That would have actually been cool. Like, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, it's really weird.
I guess I need to smash a box here.
It's also if this is a prequel, and we're getting way too deep into this, but that means that twice in his life, Chase McCain has come to this farm and found a bunch of pigs for something.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean that is
he's a cop, so that's 2 times he's had to this is a crime he's had to take care of.
It wouldn't have made a lot of hey, Pit.
You got it.
Pig is unhappy.
Pigs don't like pigs.
Let's see.
You gotta be a farmer.
Oh, of course, of course. You're thinking like
you
Legos
can't be a
here.
cop and ride a pig.
Yeah.
What are you, crazy?
That's true. I actually love this theme song.
Yeah, me too.
I love this one. All right, where am I going? Over here. Anyway, I mean that about wraps it up. I mean that's Lego City on the 3DS in a nutshell. I will say, so far. Again, the Wii U version opened up significantly early on, too. So you could just kind of explore and do whatever you wanted as long as you had the abilities to do it. I haven't been able to do that so far. I think they're actually kind of trying to keep me roped off and contained into areas.
They do that. They'll be like, well, you're in the first city. Here's 20 missions. When you finish them, you get to the next city. And they're sort of like, you can go and they all connect, right? And there's a fairly big world here, but it's just not open to you that quickly.
It's different. It's more like area-based versus open world, per se. And lastly, if you're wondering, I have not seen any Nintendo-related collectibles. Doesn't mean Doesn't mean they're not here. For example, in the Wii U version, you don't even know they exist until you just start looking around. They're not listed as like an official collectible or anything like that. But all right, where the heck am I going? I'm sort of like
right in there.
Like patting my head and rubbing my tummy
you're
here.
Swimming in sewage right now.
Ew, that's gross. Chase, get out of there.
Yeah, this scene's actually worth sticking around for.
All right, so let's see here. Pump seems okay. Can you see? Oh, this whole
trick in the book.
This whole sequence is just bizarre and hilarious,
really weird.
though. Like, because you're obviously helping the bad guys, and I guess Chase is just stupid, so that's what he's gonna do. That's all right. There is the layered stuff where you'll see a lot of areas only accessible to costumes that you don't have yet, so you'll want to go back to a different area and get things back. So,
for example, that flower pot up there, you can't do anything with yet.
Exactly.
But you can come back to it later.
But
right at the edge of this farm, if you look to the left,
go into that pig.
There's a road that leads to a bridge that leads to other cities and stuff like that. So there's a lot to do.
They actually do some clever things to mask the 3DS's lower power. For example, when you call in a build or build a landmark or whatever. In the Wii U game, that's just done in real time. It's just right there, right in front of you. This one does it in a pre-recorded little sequence.
It's sort of like, hey, check out Chase's computer, and it's like you watch the whole thing go down. So.
All right, so I think that's about it. Any last thoughts on Lego City on the 3DS?
No, it's fun. It's for a younger demographic than the Wii U one is.
Yeah.
If you got some extra money and you like Lego games, it's pretty great.
Cool. All right. For everything Lego City 3DS, including the eventual review, which will arrive sometime in the next week or so, stay tuned to IGN. And in the meantime, Enjoy this footage of Chase riding a pig.